You like being on camera? Yes, I. Oh, good. Right in my mouth. You want some. Do you want to go for I'm sorry. What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. You know, sometimes you just want to keep a title simple, and that's the case with today's movie, Dog, starring Channing Tatum and this very sweet dog, played by multiple dogs. We'll talk about it. I need you in the comments down below. What is your favorite movie focused on a relationship between the human and the dog? Let's do it. So two former Army Rangers are paired against their will on the road trip of a lifetime. Briggs, played by Channing Tatum, and Lulu race down the Pacific coast to a fellow soldier's funeral on time. This is directed by Reed Carolyn and Channing Tatum himself getting in on the directing action. Let's start with the rating for this film. I assumed PG, but I got PG-13. And while there isn't necessarily anything bad for families in here, a few curse words here and there, and one scene that seems to hint at something sexual, but no sexual acts take place on screen. So I think it's a very safe PG-13, that's for sure. But we're looking at Channing Tatum as one of those actors who I feel continues to get better. Now, we have had a bit of a Channing Tatum break, and I do love his performances in something like the Jump Street franchise, and really across the board, when he tends to branch out and do something different, that's when I enjoy him the most. Now, Dog is a very cliche movie with a cliche title and a cliche premise. It's something we've seen 1,000 times, whether it be the road trip aspect of it or just the fact that you have a guy or a girl and their dog. Now, these films rely almost solely on making the audience go, "Aw," or, something like Marley and Me, feel really sad at the end of the day. So there are a lot of cliches that go into these types of films. And because of that, most of the time we're getting those cliches. I'm normally just not the biggest fan, especially when there's an actor voicing the dog and they're on screen. It's like, "Hey, I'm the dog. How you doing? I'm going to tell you everything I'm thinking." I don't like that. Now, this movie, even with a conventional road trip and even with that relationship, it doesn't really fall into a lot of those cliches I have issues with. I do have my issues with the movie, but the problems that I expected just from seeing the trailer going in, they weren't as prevalent, near as prevalent as I thought they would be. So that's definitely a plus, as well as Channing Tatum, like we were just talking about, giving a genuinely compelling performance. He's really having to find a wide range of emotions, and oftentimes he's the only human on screen. So it is a tougher performance than it looks like on its surface, and Channing Tatum does a great job in the movie. I mean, a great job. He was awesome. And I'm not even saying the script was the greatest, because some of the dialogue, but he was great. And this dog I mentioned before, played by, I believe, 2 to 3 dogs throughout the film. A Belgian Malinois. I've never heard of that. I want one. And the idea of making both of these characters Army Rangers, I think, is the best decision for this movie, giving it a bit of a military background. I'm always a sucker for that. One of my best friends just got out of the Army, and a lot of people in my family. So when you throw all of that in, I'm almost automatically a sucker for it. But he's having to find this wide range of emotions because of what Channing Tatum's character Briggs is dealing with, and we slowly get to uncover a couple of things. I feel like a few things were unnecessary revolving around his character, but for the most part, I like the exploration of him, and then this void in his life slowly being filled by this character, by this dog, is such a sweet thing to witness. Now, the route that it goes and the way that it all comes together and culminates. I know I don't want to reveal how this all wraps up because that is indeed a spoiler, but I will just say, just for those that fear, there is a lot about this ending that makes me smile. One of my biggest problems with the film, though, is how it actually wraps up. Not the totality of the third act. I thought that was really, really good, especially one scene that will make you get really emotional. But the end, even though it left me with a smile, it does wrap up very quick. I'm talking, you get to the point to where I feel like there could have been 3 to 4 more scenes, and it's all just one scene, super fast, cut to credits. And I'm sitting here going, well, that was way too fast. It's almost like they didn't know how to end it, and I felt the same way about the road trip at points. I understand you have to run into roadblocks, but how many things can happen to a guy and a dog that just cause chaos. And I understand the dog's going to run away and you have to try to get it, but oh my gosh. And some of the situations he found himself in, they felt off base with the rest of the film's tone. And one scene in particular just felt a little, I don't know, it was different. I've never seen anything like it. Unpredictable. There you go. Look, even with the shortcomings of the script, I enjoyed the ride. I thought it was a sweet journey. Simple, subtle, but very sweet at the end of the day. So before I give you guys my score, I want to say thanks so much for joining me. My question, what's your dog's name and what kind of dog is it? Please leave that comment. And if you like this video, be sure to drop your thumbs up. Dog could have easily fallen flat due to its recycled premise, but Tatum's chemistry with the title character makes for a compelling and heartwarming watch. Going to 68% with my score. I had a pretty good time with this movie, man. My wife and I both, we watched it, we enjoyed it, we smiled, and there are a lot of things to like. It's definitely one, if you are a dog lover, you may end up shedding a couple of tears for, in a good way. Thanks again for watching, guys. Appreciate it big time. Come back for more reviews. I'll see you soon.